Is it which themed disco evenings have the most restrictive age policy? 50 nights. No? Is it?
Is it how long before we get the right answer to this one?
Yeah. I think I've got the right answer.
No, don't do that. I haven't done a funny one yet. Stick around, right? Yeah. Is it, generally speaking, what separates 51 days? You don't have to be rude.
When did we start telling pets? Somebody must have made the decision, like, Michael's dead, somebody better tell the tigers. Do you reckon they'll do that with David Blunkett? If he pegs it, someone better tell his dog. He's gone, David. No!
I think the dog will sense the dead weight on the lead. Yeah. I think he should have left Bubbles to Diana Ross. Because it's great. He left the three kids to Diana Ross and she didn't know. That's a... They're going to turn up and she's going to go, what is it, trick or treat? No, we always wear these. Right?
He's left his kids to Diana Ross.
She doesn't know. It's like, we should all do it. Let's all put that in our... Like, it's be like Rick-rolling.
Subject is history. Who wants to come into that? Frank.
Let's do it. Yes, history. I think it's important not to trust history. Don't take things for granted. I watched that film, The Elephant Man, recently, and it suddenly struck me after all these years that the Elephant Man doesn't actually look like an elephant. He doesn't. The Elephant Man doesn't look like an elephant. If anything, he looks like fresh ginger. Now, obviously, if you're putting up posters trying to sell a freak show, you can't say, coming soon, the Ginger Man. Or people are going to think, OK, they're not the best-looking people in the world, but I'm not paying to see one. Now, you can edit history now, right? They've brought it... Scientists have found out which part of the brain contains your bad memories, and they have developed a drug, you must have read about this, that can actually erase bad memories. It's what Ronnie Wood's 20-year-old girlfriend calls the morning after pill.
Thank you very much, Frank.
They say the Queen spent £14,000 on a train journey from London to Liverpool. And that's what happens if you let an old-age pensioner use the self-service ticket machine.
Yeah. Things you wouldn't hear from a weather forecaster.
And finally, a warning to hay fever sufferers. Don't come sneezing near me or I'll rip your face off. It's going to be cloudier tonight. I love those German birds.
Deleted lines from Star Trek.
Captain, I can see an alien ship approaching. It's not showing up on the radar. It's a circular vessel, some sort of lettering and number... Oh, no, sorry, it's my tax disc.
Is it ruined our country, bastard? But what you're forgetting, I think, that we don't know what goes on in the cabinet, and everyone's got to remember that he has got one eye that doesn't work, and perhaps he would do what I would do if I was him in the cabinet. I'd wear an eye patch. I'd sit there with an eye patch on, and I'd have a white cat.
There is a theory that Brown would put it over the wrong eye. There's also another thing that no one's going to run against Brown at the moment because what's the prize? You get to lead Labour into an election they'll probably lose. It's like going, oh my God, we've hit an iceberg. Can I drive the ship for a while? Can I?
It's like whatever is thrown at him, he still sort of gets up again. You half expect, like, Brian Blessed to just pop up every now and again and go, Gordon's alive.
He keeps on saying, I'm getting on with the job. He's like the Millwall of politicians. Nobody likes him, but he doesn't care.
But that's what I mean. He's one of those, and he's having a go, and you think, well, that's all right, but you're running the country. It's like if somebody came in and said, look, I'm not a great surgeon, but I'll have a go.
You know what? I
basically put the hours in.
I've sewn on a button, so I know I can finish the job. But getting to the stuff, I'm sure I'll recognise the kidney when I see it. I'm quite
the board game. I've played the board game.
I think it must only be in the south, because, you know, if we ate more pies in the north than we do already, they'd have to invent, like, a breakfast pie.
We've also got a little bit cosmopolitan as well. I was up with my mum and dad's because I've been gigging in Liverpool. I'll come downstairs for breakfast, and instead of having a normal breakfast, my dad was sat there with a croissant, because my mum's gone all continental. And he sat there with this croissant. I just looked at him, he looked at me, he went, yeah, I know. I said, what's your croissant like, Dad? He said, it's shit. He said, croissants are just empty pasties.
The subject is home life. Who wants to come in? Sarah.
My home life involves no children. I don't really like children. And if you ask, most of my female friends don't have kids. If you ask any woman who doesn't have kids what would worry them about having kids, the answer would always be childbirth. From what I understand of childbirth, it changes you downstairs, doesn't it? Changes you downstairs. I quite like my downstairs the way it is, thanks very much. Certainly don't want an extension. But it's bound to change, though, isn't it? Because you're forcing a person out. That's what you're doing. You're forcing a person out. I've never forced a person out. I forced a couple in. But I was in a shop recently, and this little boy came running over to me, put his hand in mine and shouted, "Mammy!" And I thought, oh, sometimes forget me keys, but I think I'd remember that. And then his dad came over, and I thought, I wonder if this is the best chat-up line ever. And his dad's going to go, "No, no, that's not your mammy. Remember, your mammy left us because my willy's too big."
The topic is fitness.
I think as a country we all know that we're not as fit as we used to be. We still sell a lot of sports clothing, though. I'm from Liverpool. If you ever go to Liverpool and you look around at the number of people in tracksuits, you'll think you're in an Olympic village. The reality is you've only got to see the size of the tracksuits to know that you're not in an Olympic village. And the problem is when you invest in some sport and clothes, you feel you've got to do something with them. I bought a brand new pair of running shoes, a brand new pair of shoes that I thought I'll have to do something. One of my mates said, "Why don't you join us? A few of us are doing a 10K race." Never run a 10K before, and when you enter, you've got to put an estimated finish time. I didn't know what to put down. I phoned my mate Sam up. I said, "What shall I put down?" He said, "Oh, put 22 minutes. I know that seems optimistic. I'll put 24 minutes. I sent the form in. I turned up on the day of the 10K race. I turned up with my mates. I was stood there with an orange number. All my mates had blue numbers. The steward came up to me. He said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I was thinking of running the race." He said, "No, what are you doing back here with all the blue numbers?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, you're an orange number." I said, "So what?" He said, "Well, if you're an orange number, that means you're an elite athlete." He took me to the front. It was me and 3 Kenyans.
Good man, John. The next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board there are 6 categories. Sarah, which category would you like?
Oh, entertainment, please, Dara.
OK, grand. Entertainment is the category. The answer is 1.84 billion. What is the question?
Is it how many different members of the Sugar Babes there'll be before they're actually any good?
The guy who invented Kraft, I think it was like John Kraft or something, his original job where the company built itself, he was a door-to-door cheese salesman.
Well, actually...
Here was someone from another era. Would you ever trust... Ding dong, would you like some cheese? No. A man walking door to door.
I could beat that. My mate, when he was younger, used to be a door-to-door karate salesman. Can he do karate? No, he can't.
That question there could have been answered so many... You could have asked that question any week. Who gobbled up Cadbury's this week? Obviously, this week it's Kraft. Most weeks it would be sad, lonely women at that sort of...
I'll tell you what, though...
I'm not lonely.
And also... there is something...
I'm genuinely worried about dairy milk, though, because I don't know why it's my one source of milk.
So what's for dairy milk? Your bones would be nothing, you know?
There was this big thing with all the phone debates when people were phoning up complaining, and it was beautiful moments of radio. I don't know if anyone heard it, but there was a woman on the phone saying, "It's terrible what they've done. It's terrible that we're allowing them to sell a British institution like Cadbury's." And the radio presenter, it was Jeremy Vine, he actually said, well, are you going to join the calls for a boycott of Cadbury's chocolate? She went, "Oh, I won't go that far."
My sister bought me a box of 48 bars, the standard size bars of dairy milk for Christmas, and I think she thought it would be like one a day and it would last for ages, and I just opened it with a kitchen knife. I did think about putting them all out on the bed and, like, writhing around naked, like an indecent proposal.
Don't do that. Never mix
They're
sex
hard.
and chocolate. Women
Really?
tend to look like morph.
Unlikely things to hear at an awards ceremony.
I'll just open the envelope. Oh, it's full of gold.
And now we're going to watch a film showing some of the people that we've lost this year, including 2 you didn't even know were dead.
And the winner of the best scientist in physics is... There's no ramp, Stephen Hawkins, it's not you.
The next category is things you wouldn't want to hear on a cruise.
Oh, yeah, we were on this last year when it sunk. Thanks for coming to the show. I've got to be honest, it's been a while since I've sung this one. Do you want to be in my gang, my gang?
I'm looking for a really old husband with money. How's your heart?
The subject is obesity. Who wants to come in on that?
I'd like to start by congratulating the Scots, who've been voted the most obese nation in Europe. Well done to you. Which is ironic, really, considering that the Scottish unofficial national anthem goes, "And I would walk 500 miles."
Okay, thank you very much. Unlikely things to hear at the Oscars.
They said they couldn't make the Sally Gunnell story. But here we are.
Because if it was the Daily Mail, it would be an exclusive and it would just be, Hamza is foreign git. Are we close?
The H does stand for Hamza.
Hamza is found guilty.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Do you think the judge said to him, the one thing you have got is a leg to stand on?
See, I don't want to join in too much because I'm Danish and we've done enough, really.
Yeah, you have. Just having you here is
I
causing
know, it's
problems
quite
for us.
dangerous.
It's a brave statement on behalf.
He's also, his real name isn't Abu Hamza, is it?
Get something camel, isn't it?
It's Gary Glitter.
Right, the next round is called Between the Lines and features Sandi and Hugh. Would you please make your way to the press pit, please? In this round, one of them takes on the role of a person in the news addressing the media, while the other translates what they really mean. Sandi, you are Her Majesty the Queen, reflecting on the anniversary this week of her 54th year on the throne.
My most loyal and trusted subject.
Dear Chavs.
As one approaches one's 80th birthday, one can hardly believe that one has reigned for quite so long.
As one approaches one's 80th birthdays, Prince Charles cannot believe that one has reigned for quite so long.
I've tried to be a modern monarch, in touch with all my peoples around the globe.
High five, big shout to the Commonwealth posse.
During my reign, I have had many great joys and triumphs.
Yesterday, I won a 7-horse accumulator at Hayden.
I've also watched the nation change many times for the better.
Except for the trains, they're shit.
But there have also been times of terrible loss.
But there have also been times of terrible loss.
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 I lost things.
My yacht. My private train. Zimbabwe.
Well done, Sandi and Hugh. If this is the answer, what is the question? On the board are 6 categories related to current events. For each chosen category, I read out an answer and the players have to guess what the question might be. So, Sandi, would you like to choose a category?
World news.
OK, your category is world news.
Yeah.
The answer is butter, mascara and pumping equipment. What is the question? All right, it's to do with a protest. Let's steer this towards an answer.
It's
Protest.
a Danish thing, is it?
Yes, it is a Danish thing. You want to put that in the form of a question?
Was it not a question?
Is it the
this
Danish
the
thing?
Danish thing?
Is this a Danish thing? Butter, mascara and pumping equipment? Yes.
I have to say, as a Dane, I couldn't be more surprised. The words I never thought I would hear in my entire life are the words protest outside Danish embassy. Because you just think, about what? More cream in the pastries. Do you know what's very strange is that 27 years ago when I was at university, I studied Muslim law. I was one of the first people to study Muslim law in this country. And I'm also Danish, and I have never been so popular with the newspapers. They go, where can we find a Dane who knows about Muslim law? Wait a second. Whoever thought those two things in my life would suddenly come together?
That is the weirdest Venn diagram in the world.
It is
right?
strange.
Set of all the people who are Danish, set of all the people, and then just you in the middle.
That's it. I'm it. I'm the one.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the shaded area.
Yes.
It's just...
The Danish paper said that all they were trying to do was test extremist Muslims. You think, oh, well done, that was a fantastic idea. That goes right down with the whole kind of whether a bull can pass the whole red rag test as it's waggled in front of its face, or testing how hot a fire is by shoving your hand into it and go, oh, it is hot, I have burnt my hand, I thought I would, but it's nice to know that, it's nice to be sure. I'll check again. Still hot. Yeah, still hot. In these volatile times, ow again.
Except that's not quite... I mean, at the risk of telling the truth, that's not exactly what happened. And it did take 5 months for anybody to get upset about it. That's mainly because it has a very small circulation, this newspaper. And the actual cartoons that people got upset about were never printed in the Danish paper. So I'm a little bit defensive about it, because the ones that people actually got upset about that were shown around the Middle East are 3 cartoons that were never, ever printed in Denmark anywhere.
It's tough to explain that to a mob, isn't it, though?
It is. Oh, come on, guys. Let's get our facts and figures sorted out.
You might as well send out the little Lurpak guy with the trombone going... What you don't want to hear in an NHS hospital.
There's been the most hilarious misunderstanding during your vasectomy.
Commercials that never made it to air.
Run out of loo roll? Why not use this fluffy dog?